Hello there, this is Phoenix. I'm coming at you with a demonstration video and operations video on Crimson Dawn Shade V2. I believe this has the Crimson Core. And yeah, I'm going to go through all the features and how to do each one. So first off, when the saber's off, you're going to hold it and it'll make a boot up noise. It's already on, so I can't really show that, but it's pretty self-explanatory. Just hold it, it'll make a noise. And then it'll, I don't know if you can really tell, but this switch here will activate. There's a, it's gonna glow red, and then you're ready to go. So from here, holding it for one flash, I'm gonna see if you can really see.
Mute.
We'll change the volume. So there's mute,
Volume 11.
there's a loud,
Volume 5.
and then there's like a medium. I usually keep it on medium. It keeps it so that it's like clear enough that you can hear it and not incredibly loud. And now for two flashes, let me see if I can.
Painting blade.
So you can change the blade style. So it's gonna like flash. I don't know if you can really tell on camera, but it's gonna kind of flash pretty quickly. I tend to keep mine on stable.
Volatile blade.
This is a volatile blade as well. It's a little bit slower and more. It's less. I don't know how to explain it. Less like repetitive, or yeah. If that makes sense. Two.
Balanced blade.
So this is the kind of your classic blade. All right, and so now, and these are all while the saber's off, by the way. There's different, each of these flashes, holding it for 1 second and 2 seconds and stuff, will do different stuff when the saber's on. So this is only when the saber is off. So while the saber is off for 3 seconds,
Painting blade.
I did not mean to do that. Hold
Volatile
up.
blade. Balanced
There we
blade.
go. So while it's for 3, it'll play music. So there's Duel of the Fates, and by the way, you can totally activate your saber and it'll still act like normal. So it's Duel of the Fates. I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't know the name of this, but this is the prequels when, you know, with all the clones. Can't remember the name of it. 2, 3. The classic opening theme, and then the Imperial March. I believe that is it. Yeah. So those are the different sound fonts. You can activate your saber and do all your normal stuff while that is playing in the background, which is pretty cool, honestly. Especially the Duel of the Fates one. I think that's my favorite. And then when you hold it for 4 flashes, 2, 3, 4. That's how you change your sound font. There's 9 different sound fonts. There's Cal Kestis, there's the Dark Saber, Kylo Ren, Vader, Luke Skywalker, Rey, and a few others. I can't remember them off the top of my head. Yeah. And each one has its own ignition, swing, and blaster deflection. I really like Cal's blaster deflection. Alright. And so that's what happens when the blade is off. Now while the blade is on, holding it for 1 flash will activate your lockup effect. So this is used for like when, you know, you have 2 sabers and they're clashing and holding the other, you know, super dramatic. That's what that's used for. And then you just tap it to get rid of it. So release, it'll do that on its own. Tap it once and it'll get rid of that. And so on 2 flashes, that's going to put you into color changing mode. And so you're going to release, and then on its own, it's going to change colors. It's kind of a green, yellow, or sorry, orange, yellow. Now it's into a green. I don't know if it's really picking up now into like a lighter blue and then more of a deeper blue. And then whenever you kind of want, I'm going to stick with like a light blue. Tap it once, do your blaster deflection, and it'll do that. And speaking of, you can do a blaster deflection. So while it's on, you can just tap this once, and you can do some blaster deflection. So it's pretty easy, actually. It's a lot of fun. And then on 3 flashes, 1, 2, 3, you can do a force push. And this is kind of different on each font. Some fonts have voice lines that'll play, and some fonts will have like a force push or different like force effects that'll happen. Some have both. With Darth Vader's, it kind of does his breathing, and then there's also a force push. So it kind of just depends on the font, and it'll play a different sound. It's force push or quote. With Obi-Wan, I think it's a few meme fonts like his so uncivilized and that. So it's got that. And then for 4 flashes, what it's going to do is it's just going to turn off the blade. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you're off. And that is it. The only thing I would mention is if you keep holding it after it turns it off, that's how you put it into deep sleep mode. So the blade is off, but you can see the AV switch is still on. And I'm going to keep holding it. And then it's going to turn off. There it goes. And so now it's put into deep sleep mode. And it'll stop burning battery. It's not gonna, if you tap it, it's not gonna turn on. And you'll need to boot it up again. This will happen automatically after like 10 or 15 minutes, I believe. But if you want to trigger this manually, like you're in a rush and you gotta put it somewhere and you don't want it to turn on while it's in your bag, you do that. I'm also gonna show you the boot up sound because the boot up sound is really satisfying, honestly. And then it can turn on. So yeah, that is an operation demo for the Crimson Core Shade V2 from Crimson Dawn. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'd be happy to answer them. Thanks, guys.